Hi everyone, in this video we'll discuss OpenGL functions for point and line and the corresponding attributes. Right, as we all know, OpenGL is an API which is used to draw images, right, which is used to draw pictures, right, and in this the very basic primitive. What do you mean by primitive? Primitive is what object I want to draw is my primitive. So the very basic primitive is my points, or I can say as vertex, right. So the default size of points, it will be a single pixel. If you want to increase the pixel size of a point, you can increase it using the GL point size function, right. And the next primitive, right. What is primitive? The basic object what you can draw is primitive. So the next primitive is lines. So if I want to draw a line, I need two vertex. I need two endpoints, the starting point and the end point. So with this, the primitive should be GL lines, right? So GL lines, and if I use this GL lines inside my GL begin and GL end, I can get a line. I'll show you. I'll show. See, GL begin marks the beginning of a vertex data list that describes a geometric primitive. So what geometric primitive you want to draw? The very basic thing is I need a vertex. I need a point, right? So this vertex, the collection of these vertices will be inside a block, and this block will be the beginning will be marked with GL begin and the end will be marked with GL end. In between is a list of vertices to draw your primitive, right. Now I'll come back to the previous slide and show one example, right. So GL begin, I told inside this GL begin you have to use your primitive. After that it is a collection of vertices and I have to end it. You can see the sample code. See now the primitive I have selected is GL polygon, right. So for this polygon I have selected 4 vertex and this XY. See GL vertex 2. 2 stands for 2-dimensional and the next F stands for data type. Since it is 2-dimensional, I will be having only X and Y. So this X and Y I will be specifying. The location of X and the location of Y I will be specifying. So for polygon I need 4 vertex. So even if I take a single vertex, single point in 2D, it will have an X value and Y value. That values I have specified here, and at last you can close with GL end, right. You can close with GL end, right. So if I want to draw points, what I have to do inside GL begin, I have to specify this primitive GL points. Right, so how many points you need? Based upon that, you would list the number of vertices and at last close with GL end. Now for line, if I need a line, it's enough of only 2 endpoints, starting point and the end point. That is enough. Suppose in my vertices list, I have 4 um, vertices and my primitive is GL line. What happens is it takes the first 2 vertices, draw the first line. Next 2 vertices, draw the next line. So you'll be getting 2 lines. But if the primitive is GL line strip, what happens is like from starting vertex till the ending vertex, every line will be connected. Right? All the vertices will be connected. But this last, it won't be connected with the first one. In the case of GL line loop, right, there will be a loop. There will be a closed path. There won't be any opening, right. All the vertices will be connected. At last, the last vertex will be connected to the first one, so that I'll get a loop. Next primitive is GL polygon, right. So if one of the characteristics of polygon is interior will be filled, right. Interior will be filled. So here for polygon, I have taken a polygon with 4 vertices. You can specify it, and if your primitive is GL polygon, you'll get a polygon with interior filling. So quartz is it's enough of only 4 vertex. Triangle only 3 is enough, and triangle fan is right. Um, with 3 vertex, the first triangle will be formed. Right. All the triangles will be sharing a common vertex. Right. So this vertex is shared by all the triangles. You can check it out. This vertex will be shared by all the triangles. So in triangle form, triangle fan, out of the 3 vertices, one vertex will be shared by all the triangles. This we have seen it. Now coming to attributes. So what is primitive? What object I want to draw is my primitive. Then how I will draw? Right? How to draw is your attribute. Take a line. I can draw a line as a normal one. I can draw a bold line, thick line, dotted line, dashed line. Right? So these are the attributes of my line. How I am drawing a line. Right? Whether I am drawing is a thick one, bold one, or what color I am giving, what pattern I am following, whether it is a dot one, dashed, or mixture of both dot and dash, everything comes under attribute. Right? So primitive is what object I'll be drawing, and attribute is how I'll be drawing. Right? So these are about your OpenGL line primitives and attribute functions. Thank you.